Hello, Facebook. Hi, YouTube. This is Jackie. I'm coming on because it's so much controversy this morning within regards to Trump and this. He's going to ruin football, the NFL, because it's kind of hard. With the senators, you can kind of buy them, but fans, you can't buy the fans. There's no. This isn't. I mean, I know he thinks that he is above all, and I know he believes that no matter what, his rule is the rule. But it's a little different when you're dealing with the public. It's so much different, and I think Trump's going to find that out. You can run, and put whatever over these senators, hold it over their heads, but you can't do that with the American public. The American public is not scared of Trump. They're tired of Trump. They're tired of his antics. They're tired of his hiring racist people and him saying things that are very inappropriate about women. They're tired of that. So I don't believe that it's going to be like the be all. It's going to just cancel out all NFL because he says so. And quite frankly, I think people will be happy that his people that really follow him are not going to be there, because we don't need hate there anyway. And I'm not saying that everyone that follows Trump is filled with hate, but a lot of people are. Hate crime has risen dramatically since Trump took office. And that's something that we need to talk about, equality. And we also need to talk about racism. And it's a scary subject right now because, everyone has to defend their families because no one wants to be a target, a moving target for Trump. So because he doesn't denounce these people, and it seems like every time Bannon goes and says something, Trump runs right behind him. Like he wanted Larry Strange, I believe his name, or Luther Strange, Luther Strange to become Senate. He runs down there. It's like he's his puppet. Well, I'm not sure why Trump is letting Bannon pull all the strings. Maybe there's more that we don't know about. So it's going to be interesting over the next few weeks. But you know what, people? Pay less attention to his tweets and more attention to what he's doing behind closed doors. Because all of the judges that he's gotten in so far, which is more than the last four presidents, has gotten in so quick, is ridiculous. And he's setting us up so that when we do put our judicial reform together, it's not going to matter. We need our senators, Democratic senators. We need you to blue slip any of Trump's judges that are not for the Constitution. They're not for church and state separate, because that's going to lead to another big problem. Because whose church are we going to have? We're going to have one church? Are we going to ban the Muslim? I mean, it's just going to be a nightmare. Not to mention the fact of, women's rights and equality. The judges he's putting into place are going to be there for a long time. And you know what? Because of that, it's going to affect us even when Trump's gone and there's another president. So we need to be paid more attention to that. And I hope people are out there brainstorming. I love brainstorming. Any type of comments you want to leave. Jacqueline Vasquez, Advocacy Network. I really want to defend DACA because I think they're important to us. They are Americans. They were born here. They didn't have a choice. And to send them back would be detrimental to their own safety, some of them, as well as their health. America can't turn their back on their own. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. This Trump care is ridiculous, and hopefully it won't pass. And hopefully we'll figure out some reform on a lot of issues, because there are a lot of good police officers, but there are some bad ones. And, we're going to need some reform to get the ones who are either overworked, whether they have PTSD. I don't know what their issues are, but the ones that aren't doing a good job, we need to get them out, because, it's scary having a black child, a black son, no less, walk around, go to work, do things, knowing that there are some people that just want to injure him just because he's black. And you can't deny that. And like our autistic child and the developmental disability worker, he clearly stated he was a worker. He stated that there was no guns involved. He stated that was a autistic child with some issues going on, and he still was shot. So we can try and ignore all the problems. That's not going to go away. We have to make people feel like, hey, we call the police, it's protected. We all need a bipartisan. These are really not Democratic or Republican issues. These are human rights issues. These are civil rights issues. These are issues that we all should be able to come together and find something that will be suitable for both. No side is going to win 100%. And I think if we can get through that, we can get through anything. I mean, obviously, they've been taken out little by little, secretly, because they don't want another Charlottesville. These monuments down. Let them put them in a museum. They want them in a museum. Let them put them in a museum. Those who wish to go pay for it, to go look at those monuments, can. And I know that's not a happy medium. I've heard from both sides how wrong that would be. But the bottom line is it's about compromise. And if everyone could respect each other, something that no one is talking about that really, really irks me is when we're burying a loved one, for people to be able to protest. Oh, your fags are going to burn in hell, the signs say, or veterans. They protest our veterans' funerals. How much more disrespectful can you get? We need changes in the veteran system too. I know that they've stepped up and made some new changes, but there's got to be more. I should never pass a gentleman with a sign saying I'm a veteran, homeless, will work for cheap, or I'm homeless, need money. We need more services for our veterans. These are people who are going to fight for our country, our freedom, our rights that we have today, and then they come home and the only options are drugs, homelessness. Some of the families are being torn apart due to the... We need campuses. We need more. We need more for our veterans. They should be treated like gold, because they are gold, because they're the ones keeping this country free. So, Trump, I would love to see you tweet something about that. Tweet something positive about how we can help our veterans. And the majority of the veterans that are homeless are Hispanic and Black. So they're minorities. So we need to do more in those communities to get the word out, to help. Let's get some programs going that are really going to help people. I mean, our veterans should not be homeless. There should be no veteran homeless at all. Really. These were heroes. If they're on alcohol, drugs, or they have mental health issues, those should be treated. We should be out there trying to treat them, not condone them or condemn them. Anyone that would hurt a homeless person that's just the worst of the worst. And I know there's a lot of teenagers who go around doing these type of things, but that's the worst of the worst, and it shouldn't happen. And I think I've said enough. I would like to see Miss DeVos, excuse me if I'm saying her name wrong, put new guidelines in for sexual assault victims at schools. There needs to be new guidelines, and I will keep saying it until she gets that. She's she's got a great mind, but we need her to use it a little more when it comes to these guidelines, because those guidelines need to be in place. Whether it's just a criminal or act, you must have set guidelines for these schools on how to report and what to do. Please put new guidelines in. Okay, that's probably one of the biggest things. You took away guidelines without replacing the new ones. If you said it was a failure, put new ones in. You're smart enough to come up with one. You went to college. You have all these billionaires making all these laws without talking to regular people like us. People who are in the trenches of living day to day. Come talk to us, because those are the people that you need to talk to. People who actually have different problems than you all's problems. And senators, please use your authority. The Trump administration has done a lot of things, and they do good by shifting issues when something goes wrong. Like right now, we know that the reason that he's shifting the issue about NFL is because Trump cares and not approve. That's what it is. I've watched this time and time again. The bottom line is we need better mental health services. Mental health, I mean, I can't say enough. Like, it's crazy that everyone can't get a case manager that needs one with a severe illness. It's just crazy. Oh, you get too much in Social Security, so you can't get a person that can help you. Or if you do, you have to pay $40 every single visit. Who has $40 every single visit? I mean, some of the things that are online that could change, that could actually build our economy and help keep people stable, they're not in place. We need reform, and I love to brainstorm. So maybe we can get this to, bigger companies. I love networking. Like, we can network with the ACLU, and I've tried a few times with the NAACP. I send emails or messages, and I know it's overwhelming, but these are things that are important to our communities. So what I've decided to do is start a blog on things that I feel like should be mentioned, so that you can go to if you need to at any time. Or you could just go to my Facebook pages, Jacqueline Vasquez or Jacqueline Vasquez Advocacy Network. I'm willing to network with any company. I must say I like the Next Generation America. I think that's what it's called. Wonderful program, Credco. There's a lot of different good programs out here that really want to make change. But me, like, I can't get out in March, so I can do other things. I can do lots of other things. I mean, I have marched before, but, I want us not to forget about the Caribbeans and Puerto Rico. They're still part of America, you guys. So please don't forget about them, because they are just as important as Texas and Florida. Let's not forget, please, because we need that. We really need that. It's very, very important to our society, and it's very important to our loved ones who might be down there. So I'll just say a shout out, and I want to say a shout out to LeBron James and to the Golden Warriors. You guys are amazing advocates, and we need more. So I am so happy that regardless to who won what or who did anything, you all came together. That shows a community of greatness. That's what we need more of in our community. More people standing together. It isn't about how much they make. They're willing to stand for a cause, and it doesn't matter how much they make. That's what we need. We need more people like them, like LeBron, like the Golden State Warrior. I'm sorry, I don't know your name, young man, but I'm going to tell you guys something. You guys are amazing. Our women's basketball took a stand, and they got fined for it. It's so different for every group, but the groups that help, that make money, that's considered giving back. Giving back isn't always just about money. Standing up, using your voice can be giving back. Everybody has their own part to add to the community. Do it. Because right there, they did something great and wonderful. No matter how much money they make, they're still giving back to the community by standing up for what's right. And they want change. And I'd love to work with any one of them for change, because these are some great men right here and women who have said, we don't care about the money as much. We want change. And Colin, thank you for even getting us to even talk about these issues, And our veterans, we've got to do more for our veterans. We've got to figure out a way, there's a lot of things going on that aren't right. There's a lot of things that are going right. So I don't want to slam everyone, but there are things that need to be changed. You come from war and you go straight home to a family. Do you think that that's positive? How come we can't have a campus where you decompress, just for a little while? Because it's very difficult to go from, actually sometimes you might have to kill people, and that's a lot. That PTSD kicks in, and it's not that they don't love their wives if they're trying to hurt them on purpose. Sometimes PTSD is real. It's real. Okay? And I think we need someone that's going to help our veterans stay from being homeless. Well, that might be a first great step. I'm not sure why anyone's scared to speak on that, and I'm not sure how the veterans speak, but I've got a lot of veterans in my family, and I just kind of feel that's important, and of course, developmental disabilities. Medicaid waivers need to stay in place. There's already a line of Medicaid waiver people who have autism or Down syndrome. There's no like magic cure where it's a waiting list, We need to come up with something, and I have some great ideas, and I hope someday to be able to share them and hopefully see them through to make change. Also, of course you need money to make all these changes, but at the end of the day, there's no one is going to take care of, like I have a special needs child, and I want to make sure that my son is taken care of even after I'm gone, and that's a parent's worst nightmare. We all worry about that. People with autism, people with developmental disability, you can set them up, but look what just happened. They tried to change the healthcare system. Guess what? My son would have been affected. If I'm passed, who's going to take care of him? You know what I'm saying? Like, these are real live issues that affect us. And as parents, we worry about this. We worry all the time that what's going to happen when we're gone. And I know some of it we can't really change at all. We can't change everything. But I will say that we just want our children to be safe, just like yours. Our children turn into adults and we get older. And when we're gone, we want to make sure that they're living the best life possible, not locked up, not in an institution, not in a group home, a home. It's just like everyone else, even if it's a 1-bedroom apartment, with services. It's our worst fears. So as a parent, you guys, you see us on Facebook, always printing up stuff about the healthcare bill. It's because we have children who need help, who are going to need services probably for the rest of their life. And, we decided to keep our children and birth them. And everyone has supported that. But then what it takes to keep them living after the baby shower and stuff, there isn't a whole lot. You know what I mean? Like respite, and I'm sure there's plenty of other families out there who will tell you the exact same thing. You're lucky if you can get 5 hours. I have more, but there are lots of people who don't have more. There needs to be more respite. I'm telling you, you guys, the stress alone hurts the economy because some of the parents want to work, but they can't because they're taking full-time care of their children. It's a lot. You just don't even know. Don't let my smiles every day trick you into believe that life is just perfect, because it's not. We worry about the same things you all worry about. And that's why I'm coming forward to try and do my part. I can't do one thing, I can do another. I can pick up a phone and call. I can email. I can write. I can do these videos. There's all kinds of ways of helping. Even if you don't have money, you can still help make a difference. And I'm so proud of my son and my family. You know, no one's perfect, but I'm proud of my family. You know, I have a great, big, huge family, and I'm proud of every one of you guys. You guys have been there through the thick and thin, and I love you all. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Bye.